Chapter 17. Frankie kept to himself the rest of the day. He was still ignoring me when his mom came to school to walk us home. She teaches yoga, so she's really good at sensing when people are stressed. "I'm feeling a negative energy flow," she said. No kidding. I was deep in thought. The way I figured it, I had Plan A and Plan B. For Plan A, I would buy a new cable box. But since I didn't have the money or the time to earn it, I moved on to Plan B. Plan B meant I had to rebuild the cable box in 2 hours without Frankie's help. That wasn't much more likely to happen than Plan A, but it was the only hope I had. Ashley was working on blowing spit bubbles and launching them into the air, which kept her tongue too busy to talk. Ashley is always working on new body trick to add to her collection, which includes tying a cherry stem into a knot using only her tongue and wiggling her eyebrows and ears at the same time. "Maybe we should do some anti-stress breathing as we walk," Ms. Towns suggested. So all the way down 78th Street and across Amsterdam Avenue, we took deep, deep breaths in through our noses and exhaled our stress out through our mouths. A couple of times I choked on the taxi fumes, and by the time we got to our building, I was feeling a little lightheaded. "Don't forget the emergency meeting," I whispered to Ashley and Frankie as we got into the elevator. 4 o'clock in the clubhouse. "I'll be there," answered Robert. "That kid has hearing like a bat." "I need you there," I said to Frankie. He got out on his floor without saying a word. A few minutes before 4, I rode the elevator down to the basement and was waiting at the clubhouse at 4 o'clock sharp. I sat down on one of Mrs. Fink's cardboard boxes. This one was labeled long underwear. When I saw that, I jumped up and decided I'd rather stand. Ashley arrived next. She had changed out of her school clothes and was wearing a hat that said thinking cap across the front in pink rhinestones. She glued the rhinestones on herself, like she does on most of her clothes. "I've got my thinking cap on," she said proudly. "That's good, Ash. I'm going to need all the thoughts I can get." I heard footsteps coming down the hall. I was hoping it would be Frankie, but it turned out to be Robert. He had changed out of his school clothes too, which meant he still had on his white starchy shirt, but had taken his tie off. Robert goes casual. We waited for 5 minutes more. Frankie still wasn't there. "I guess he's not coming," Ashley said. She sounded truly sad. I wonder how Frankie could let me down like this in my time of need. Then I realized that I had let him down too. I had to face the fact that Frankie wasn't going to be there. "The purpose of this meeting," I began, "is to see if we can find a way to rebuild my cable box before my dad finds out I took it apart and takes away my television privileges for life. Does anyone have any ideas?" "I do," said a voice from out in the hall. I didn't need to even look up. I'd known that voice in my sleep. Frankie Towns said, "Are you a hero or what?" I tried not to scream and yell and jump up and slap him on the back 2,000 times. "Man, am I glad to see you," I said to Frankie. I have never spoken 7 words I meant more. "You got a screwdriver, Mr. Fix-It?" Frankie asked. "A whole box of them." "Then what are you waiting for?" he said. "You," I answered. "I was waiting for you."